How you doing, everyone? So today we're going to have a look at the Inov-8 long sleeve merino tee. So this is it just here. This is from Inov-8. That's their new logo. So Inov-8 changed the logo on all their gear just recently. This is the long sleeve tee. So check it out. I'm going to talk about some of the features here and some of the features over here. Merino, so 100% Australian merino wool. It is so that one of the features it's not a feature, it's just a little thing I quite like about it is the logo is very discreet. See it just on the arm there. Normally brands have their logos plastered all over the garments, a bit like my gloves actually. But on this top, it's nice, it's subtle. So that's a nice feature. So I used to have the old long sleeve merino top from Inov-8 and I've had it for years. Absolutely loved it. So this is the new version. So as I touched on there, 100% Australian merino wool from merino sheep, and it is certified by the Responsible Wool Standard, meaning that they have to hit certain standards, the farmers, make sure the sheep are looked after in a certain way, and the land management, they've got plenty of room to move about and eat loads of nice stuff. So they're basically just not buying the cheapest merino they can find, because you can get different types of merino. So good to know that Inov-8 are sourcing this responsibly. So why would you think about buying a merino top for running or hiking? You're basically going to wear it as a base layer. So next to the skin, you can get short sleeve versions, and this is the long sleeve version. Definitely, if you're wearing a waterproof or something like that, windproof even, you want a long sleeved, because if you don't have the long sleeved version, when your waterproof touches your skin feels really clammy. So that's one of the reasons. At the moment, it's probably about 7 degrees with a really cold wind. As you can tell, I'm in the Highlands of Scotland and it's cold at the best of times. So it's kept me nice, I wouldn't say warm, because that's all I'm wearing and it is pretty chilly out. But it's performing well, it's regulating my temperature nicely. And I've got some good examples that I'll tell you about later on about running hard and fast in it. Wool in general is naturally odor resistant, so that basically means you can wear it for longer without needing to wash it. Shouldn't retain odors like synthetics do. Synthetics, can't even say it. You go out for a hard run, sweat loads, it stinks. So merino wool doesn't do that, which is good for the product itself, because it's going to last longer because you're not washing it as often. It's good for the planet, again, because you're not washing it as often. And it's good for your pocket as well, because you're not washing it as often. There's a theme here. And as I was saying, it doesn't smell. It will do eventually if you wear it every day for flaming ages. But compared to synthetic base layers, this performs much better. Ooh. I know I'm not looking at the camera much. I'm just trying to keep my feet in one place. So one of the key benefits of wearing a merino top is its moisture management. So if you do get hot, how many times have you been out? You've been out, you're hot, sweaty, and then you've got cold quickly. It doesn't really happen with merino. I had a half marathon a few days ago, ran it. I'll stop here actually because the wind will pick up if we go much higher. I ran it quite hard, had a windproof on, didn't really need the windproof on, and I got very hot. Didn't really notice I was sweaty until the end. Took my windproof off, looked down, big patch of where it was darker in the material, whereas obviously I'd been sweating. Merino's not magic, it's not going to stop you sweating. But I didn't at all at any point feel cold and chilly. and I didn't have a spare top to wear either, so I had to carry on wearing this top for several hours afterwards. And I forgot all about the fact it was wet at one point, not wet but damp. And God, it's such a nice view here. Look at it. I digress, but look at the view. I can't help but take it all in. So yeah, I was comfortable the whole time, and after a wee while it had wicked the moisture away and I was totally dry again. I got home, hadn't given it a thought about being hot and sweaty after my run. If I was wearing a synthetic top, I would have been cold, I'd have been shivery, I wouldn't have been comfortable. So it's comfort with wearing the merino as well. Very comfortable to wear in most conditions. The wool is naturally breathable, so it helps regulate body temperature. Traps in air in the fibres of the material itself when you're cold, and that helps keep you warm. You might think with it being wool that it's going to be itchy, but it's not. They use ultra-fine microns of wool. So this merino wool, it's very high quality. It only comes from certain types of sheep, merino sheep, funnily enough, but it's not itchy. So merino can also, but you don't know this one, can retain 30% of its weight in moisture without feeling wet. So, which is another reason why on my half marathon experience, when I was sweating profusely after running as fast as I can for 13 miles, I didn't feel uncomfortable. I didn't feel wet. So it regulates your temperature so you're comfortable. So the weight of the product is 150 grams. Comes in black or navy. I wouldn't really class that as navy. They call it navy, but it's almost like a tealy blue. Yeah, it's a nice blue. I prefer this colour to black. It's a bit more exciting. 150 grams. Cost £85. £85, you might think that's a lot for a long sleeve base layer. But I've had my old version of this, the orange one, 6 or 7 years. So if you figure out £85 over 6 or 7 years, and my old one's still going strong. I'm really pleased I've got this one. It's a bit more fitted than my other one. My other one's gone a little baggier over time. But 85 quid over a number of years is not expensive, especially when it's as comfortable to wear as this is. So hopefully that has answered any questions you had about why you would want to buy a long sleeve merino top for running. You don't have to run in it. You can go for a walk. You can wear it as a layering system. Yeah, but that is the Inov-8 long sleeve merino tee. Definitely gets a big thumbs up from me.